good evening, friends. I hear you calling. Here I come, channel. When I say you, oh, baby, calling, oh, calling. I can hear you calling me, the babies, calling, calling. Good evening, friends. Good evening, friends. How is your Friday? How is your weekend? How is your weekend? How is your day? How is your day? My body calling, calling. I can hear you calling me. Calling, calling. I can hear you calling me. How are y'all? Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. I am smiling. Angela Phillips. I am smiling. Who said that? Angela Phillips. You know what? I always love smiling, Angela Phillips. I'm not going to let it bother me and disturb me, based on what's going on. How is y'all's evening? How are you guys doing today? How is your Friday? How is your Friday, folks? How is your Friday? Don't worry, we're going to talk about it, but Oneil is over it tonight. He's not going to listen. I'm over it. But don't. I have not seen Angela Atkinson. Oneil, I had to get a comfort food to help me deal with their foolishness. Me? What kind of comfort food? What me do, Shamin? What me do? I have been such a wonderful gentleman. Where's Angela Atkinson? I'm happy to see her. Calling, oh, calling. I can hear you calling me. David, right now the other David is coming. David, maybe Amber needs to get you, David. Should Amber get this David? Should Amber get this David? Because I know our David, I know my David, David, this David. David, do you think Amber needs to get you? You know what I mean? I'm just saying. David, talk to me, David. Should Amber be getting this David? M. Johnson, talk to me, please. What's wrong if Amber gets David L? We're in the chat. That are the David she want to shape her up. For shape up. Put her in a shape. Because me think David did put her in shape. I think that the David that's here would put her in shape. Cross and angry and miserable. That's I'm angry. Want to say no, I say no, that David. I'm gonna want those type of problems. Amber needs a David, folks. And I think we have the perfect David for Amber. We have the perfect David. I hear her calling. Here I come, baby. When I say you. Oh. When we leave Amber alone, listen to me. We have the perfect David for Amber right now. Anyways, let's dig deep into the David she's asking for right now. What?
Yes, just baby, please just come outside real quick. Hurry up because it's kind of hot.
You all right?
Baby, just come outside. I'm gonna show you something.
Okay. I'm coming.
Okay, hurry up.
Hurry. All right. Come outside.
At this point, she doesn't need Anthony. What she needs is the David she has and the David we have in the chat. She needs another David. Amber is in need of a David. Is Amber in need of a David? When I go after Oneil tonight, Oneil, I don't have things to listen to me. I'm over it. Does Amber need a David? That's the question. Does Amber? A David. She need a David. In the time of need and loneliness, I want thing the woman them want. Yeah. Charmaine, you have captured it correct. I'm totally in love with the Amber character. But the thing is, she just had to be a foolishness. Just like David said, he need to whip her in shape. I need to whip her in shape too. Of course, me love the Amber character. You don't pick that up yet? Of course. You must be convinced by now. I love the Amber character. Why you think me rip on her so much? Why you think me rip on her so much? I talk about her so much, Charmaine? It's because I love her.
What's up? Whose car is that?
Just come closer. Come on.
All right. No, you didn't buy a new car.
I didn't. Close your eyes for a second.
Close my eyes.
Yes, close your
Okay,
eyes.
maybe you did buy a new car.
Open.
Hey!
Look, say hi,
What's
Daddy.
up, man?
Say hi. Say hi.
Wow.
Look how big he is.
Hey, how you?
Look at Anthony's face. Remember yesterday we talked about this. Listen, I'm over it. I'm just going to react to Anthony right now because I told y'all how he was going to react. Do you see the fakeness right now on Anthony's face? Have you seen the fakeness? The fakeness. The levels of fakeness. Do you see the fakeness on Anthony? Do you see the fakeness? Wanna know it, the eye twitch, the different thing. What you say? Gwen is the eye twitch. And you know him eye twitch. You know him gonna say something that just not right.
You doing?
Good. How are you? Remember Miss Dunn?
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
Great to see you again.
too.
Wow.
I called her and she brought David by. Look
Man,
at him.
look at him.
Did you miss
I know. I was
Daddy?
just about to say he's gotten so big.
You miss Daddy, didn't you? Say
Wow.
hi, Daddy.
Yeah, how you been, man?
You're so
Wow.
cute. Hey, man, you missed us, huh? You missed us.
Yeah.
Look
So what's he doing here? Just stopping by?
Well, we're working on getting him back.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's
We're working on him coming home, isn't that right?
Yeah.
Yes, hi, big man.
Why is he stopping by? Is the question Anthony asked. Why is he stopping by? Anyways, what is good about this? They get a lawyer, Lawless Anthony. Amber is strange. Going to have a breakdown. Chances are a nervous breakdown. Possibly having another nervous breakdown. Good evening, friends. Go change them now. Behind he done tied them. Just like that. Just like that. You know, I'm going to leave questions for y'all. The social worker now knows that Anthony was not told about David. You know what? One journey, I'm happy you said this. Because I'm hoping that the social worker does not put them up for it right now. Well, I hope she doesn't do it for both of them at all. So let's see. Oneil, Amber said on her live that she doesn't write her own skits. She does. Her own skits. She does Dalen skits. Okay. So that's what you said she do Dalen skits then. Lord gosh. Anyways, let's go in.
Wow,
You
he's
miss
gotten-
your mommy, huh?
He's gotten
Yes, you
so
did.
big.
Right?
Oh, man.
You want to hold him, babe? Look.
Oh, yeah,
I'm sure
yeah.
he misses you. Yeah, I missed you,
Hey,
Daddy.
man.
I missed you, Daddy.
Hey, man.
Thank you so
You're
much.
so welcome.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Look at him.
Look at you.
He's so big.
know.
You remember your house, huh?
know.
You remember? Oh, look at him. Miss your
Oh, he wants to
mama.
go
Yes,
back.
you- Oh,
wants
he
to
miss
go
your...
back.
This was not great. The baby picked up on the energies, which is interesting because they're just acting. By the way, I need to give the baby a commendation for this because this was kind of different. I'm going to have to give the baby a round of applause because the baby has played the part of not feeling wanted already by Anthony. The baby's playing that part. Let me, Angela Atkins says, Oneil, don't bother read any of the negative comments tonight. So I'm going to ask the question, guys. How do you feel? How do you feel about David coming back right now? There you go. There you go. I'm not, hey, again. I'm not going to beat anything else up. I guess the Rooster Nation wants to have a battle tonight. Now we're going to have a nice night tonight. Let me ask people how them feel about all of this. The baby showed a level of resentment toward Anthony, and rightfully so, because the baby can feel the energy that at this time he may not be wanted. It's not a bad thing, guys. It means that he's not ready then. Anthony's not ready for this child right now. Sometimes you cannot be ready for a child. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. People have different moods. I cannot argue with you if you're in a bad mood and you are upset about something else right now. You're just not ready to take care of this child right now. You can't deal with that child. It's okay. It's okay.
Mommy, yes, he does.
Wow.
Yes, he does. He's so cute. Can we maybe go take him in for a little bit?
Yeah, go
you
ahead.
Go inside?
Yeah, you wanna
Come on,
step
you can,
aside?
yeah.
Come on.
Want some
come
water
on.
or anything?
Here.
That's right. Hi. We got to fix your room up all over again, huh? Yes, we do. You're such a big boy. My Mr. Baby.
All right. So Amber is happy. Anthony's confused. Let me read some comments. How do you feel about David coming back? We want Amber to be happy, which is why we wish she would heal first. Let's read some comments. Even the baby doesn't want anything to do with Anthony. Correct. Let's read some comments. That has nothing. Did you see that Kai does the same thing to Iman? Yes, because kids want their own parents to be around. And one of them thing there, so it go. Kids can sense those things. David didn't want Anthony either to pick him up. They want to pick up the devil energy. Exactly, because kids are very pure in heart and they can pick up energies. And you have to clean your heart before really taking on a kid like that. You have to be ready to take a kid on. Before I've taken on any kids, I've always been ready to accept or deal with a woman's kids, because I have to make sure that I don't show that kid any resentment or any bad treatment. You have to be ready. But let's read some comments. Anthony's going to give Amber whatever she wants. He's trying to make up for all the hurt he has caused her. All right, he's going to try. What the social worker is picking up on what's going on. Thank you very much, Milva. She is picking up. Let me read y'all's comments. We love the baby. However, we don't love the situation that's going on right now. That's my sentiments. That's what my sentiments are. No, it's not a good time. Angela Pip said, no, it's not a good time. I'm reading comments here. They aren't ready for David. That's what I'm saying. They're not ready. I almost had a heart attack when I see the result. They said, Denise, nobody have no heart attack, you know. Not right now. I'm reading some comments right now. Angela Paul, I think it's too soon. I'm putting comments up. Let me read some comments. This is not the right time for David. It's not. If you look through a spiritual lens, you will see that something very good. If you look through a human observation, you will see what you want to see. All right. When you said it's expound on it for me, Angela, because I love the spiritual lens, you know. And one of the things I've learned about life and spirituality, one of the things I've learned about the spiritual lens, and one of the things I learned about God, is that God don't like rush work. He doesn't like when you do things out of spite or for any other reason than the main reason that needs to be done. Him like when you do it out of a place of just pureness. Now, if Amber had gotten David back, say, after, I don't know, a year or two of this being straight, I would have been okay. But I feel like this is rush work. Remember, they've given us art to look at. But anyway, let's keep going. If they get David, Amber will use him against Anthony, just like a nice version of Shayla. And she has done this before. The baby doesn't remember Anthony. Nope, doesn't. Baby not being adopted early is a tell sign of trouble. Oneil, I for one, I'm so happy that I want to see Amber doing what she wants. I want to thank Amber for what she is doing at Kountry Wayne. Okay. Let me read y'all's comment. Don't put the baby through all of this mess that they're going through right now. That's where I'm lying. But okay, okay. One that says not no. May I ask you how you feel about it? Oneil is just reading comments. It's not the right time. Amber should marry someone else and then adopt him. Or even by herself. I don't even mind her doing it by herself. This is not the right time. Amber is being selfish on this one. That's what them people saying. I feel that they both need to heal and resolve the issues. Yes, they can go through counseling and anger management first. They have to go through that first. Yes, but I'm wondering if you want to wait until after that, then do that. That is a question. That is a question. We don't mind the counseling and anger management, but it's almost like it's towards something versus it being natural. It's like, okay, it's like a person who comes into a center that says, you know what? I want to stop doing drugs. But they only want to stop doing drugs so they can go get the girl over there. No. Sometimes that can work and sometimes it doesn't work. Because when they get the girl and she's not what you want, you tend to backslide and go back to the drugs. You see what I mean? So it wasn't for the purest of reasons. That's why Oneil feel the way and feel about it. But hey. So when Kai did it, it was he feeling, what was he feeling, Oneil? Come on, please. He might feel the same thing, but me can't say nothing different. Kai already bond. I'm not challenging anybody at all. But Oneil think Kai don't want Anthony to touch him. Sometime because he hardly sees him. Sometime. But all right, exactly, Muriel. David would not come back in a week. It takes months. If the writers want to, they could turn this whole thing around. There may be too many broken families, too many broken hearts in these kids. It's time for a God miracle. I'm reading y'all's comments tonight. I'm not arguing. Don't worry, I'm not arguing. Amber needs to learn how to read the room. We should have been the first one that have picked up on Anthony's reaction. Also, Anthony never wanted the baby that she was carrying. Anthony showed her no support. What are those pants Anthony got on? Them look like pajamas. Let me read 5 more comments. I think it's too soon. They need to straighten up their mess first. This is Oneil's point. Oneil is not bashing anybody at all. For the people who think Oneil don't like orphans, because people make them comment there too. Oneil get accused of not liking orphans. But it is not that. Oneil likes this, at least some level of solidness. Because we all know what happens when you bring children into a bad environment. Anyway, let me read some comments. Blair, read a comment. Shayla will definitely throw a fit. This will determine how much she lets Anthony see Kai. Let's see. Read Charmaine's comment. Charmaine, I cuss Oneil out right now. I'm going to do nothing, Charmaine. I'll read the comments them. May I tell you what the people them think. I have finished with the argument of all of this. Me tell you where Oneil stand already. May I draw my line in the sand. So when Kai did it, what was the feeling? Oneil, come down now, please. So Oneil need to come down because Oneil say whatever it is. Oneil not trouble with the audience tonight. Oneil is in trouble with the audience. Let me ask if Oneil is in trouble. Oneil in trouble tonight. Worries in the dance. Worries tonight. Worries is Oneil in trouble with the audience. With Team Amber. That is the question. Is Oneil in trouble with Team Amber? Am I in trouble? Maybe. Let me read some comments. When God opens a door for you, you go through it. There's a reason that the baby has not been adopted. And I'm not saying nay. But you know what? Let me rest it. So y'all are saying, right? Here's where Oneil is. Here is what here is why Oneil have issues with it. May I tell you why Oneil have issues with it? I don't like that we're saying that we're making Amber look okay. We're advocating for Amber. And we're saying this man is doing these terrible things to Amber. Right? And she should leave. That's what I'm advocating for. But at the same time, Amber is forcing things inside of our marriage that will potentially cause problems. And then at the same time, we're saying that there shouldn't be any problems. So in other words, what we're doing is is that an oxymoron? What we're doing, it's contradictory. That is the term I'm using. It's almost like it's contradictory. We're saying we want the marriage to get better, right? But at the same time, we want to be bringing a child into the marriage. That we know that the man is clearly showing us that him don't want. So maybe the question is, what do you want to see? At this point, what do you want to see? We now say Amber not forget the baby. Oneil, Amber looks so beautiful holding baby David. I pray Anthony supports her through all of this. Chanel, I don't know if him can. Yet. As at this point in time, I don't know as yet because he is still going through a tough time with Shayla and his child. And all me I do is give you in perspective. You know the ladies them no want the man perspective, you know, because hey, who cares about the male? But I'm giving you why she will get some of the reactions she's going to get. The lady told you that it could take up to 9 months. I think that 9 months might be significant. Maybe Amber will be getting 2 for one deal. Now, Charmaine, if Amber gets pregnant, you have won me over. Because that's what I want to see. Because when Amber gets pregnant, I'm not even saying if. When Amber gets pregnant and bears Anthony a son, which is all he wants. Because you can't go around it, you know. A man wants to have his own heir. Man want a woman with a picnic. Contrary to how women believe them want to have them own kids. When Amber gets pregnant, every other child is welcome. I want you to get that right now. The DNA test was Anthony. So now they want to bring another problem. Exactly. He have to work on the one problem right now. Nanya, don't pay him Johnson no mind. She's railing for Shayla. Lord of gosh. That's all Oneil say. Carlin, thank you very much. That's all Oneil say, no? That's all Oneil say. At this point, what do you guys want to see? Amber's marriage is not strong and stable right now. And I just, that may I say, why carry David into another situation again like this? Because what's going to happen is, if it goes left, y'all are going to say, she never did anything. When me have to go flag it, y'all are going to say, well, Oneil, Amber didn't do anything. She didn't do anything at all. It was just Anthony. And I'm going to have to come back, bring the receipt, and I'm going to have to say, that's what it is. No, yes, David, Diana, correct. He might make Angelina get away too much. So yes, on Anthony's part, he needs to go to a lawyer and get a custody agreement drawn. That is also very fair. Shayla is doing Amber a favor, not letting Kai come over her house, because when Kai comes over there, she'll look at her car. It's a constant reminder that Anthony cheated with Shayla, her best friend. Yes, Melinda, I agree with that. Makes sense. Divorce ASAP and free up Amber. No, Ashley, you're speaking my language. Angela, that's you. Now you're speaking my language, Angela. I want them to introduce one story without the evil and dysfunction. Yes, Angela, you're speaking my language. More Amber for clear up our stuff. The Bible says, clean up your heart and come. Yes. Clean up your heart and come. She need a divorce. If you ask Oneil, Oneil, what do you want? What do you want, Oneil? All I want for Christmas is to see Amber freed. You know, I asked her, what do you want for Christmas? What do you want for Christmas? What do you want for Christmas in Skitland? There you go. Santa Claus is here. I'm trying to get the wish list together. Let me send this to the North Pole for y'all. None of you are correct. They have forgotten that this is not a young audience. They have forgotten. Well, there are some young people that watch it, but it's not as young. In other words, the audience are not like 15 and 16. Oneil, you want together because Amber will never want peace. Good evening, Kasim. This marriage, all right, hold on. Fierce Capricorn, I'm reading a comment. I want this nonsense to end. Please find better writers. What do you want for Christmas? What do y'all want to see for Christmas? The marriage wasn't built on a firm foundation and was doomed to fail. The only way Amber's happiness is to leave. Only way to Amber's happiness is to leave. All right, hold on. Miss Grant, I'm going to read a comment there. The baby is going to cause her to open her eyes. We women know that material instinct is unavoidable. We can't help ourselves. It's our gift. It will cause her to... Okay, all right. Let's open the question line then. All right, so basically, I can accept this. So will David help Amber to walk away? Will David help Amber to walk away? To walk away from the love which I talked about here, son. It's not that I don't love you. You know how much I do. And it's not that I found somebody to take the place of you. So I'm leaving, yes I'm. Before loving breaks my heart. Yeah, breaks my heart. Ooh, oh. Let me ask y'all a question. Miss Grant has brought up a statement. She said, if David comes in the picture, then that will be the reason for Amber to leave. Is this true? Is this true? Ashley wants Sheila to get another black eye. So for Christmas, Sheila needs another black eye. Goodness. I wish people with vigorous parents who abuse children and don't deserve them. I too wish that they would be vigorous and not abuse them at all. That's why I'm going to want David over there right now. I'm sorry. Oneil is one of those much to what people think, I am a child advocate. I'm an advocate for children. Wayne knows that's all we want. So they refuse to write Amber leaving. The audience have been begging to let her leave. The writers refuse to make it happen. They have held her hostage. The writers have held Amber hostage. Has Kountry Wayne been holding Amber hostage? That is the question. Has Kountry Wayne been holding Amber hostage? Has he been holding Amber hostage? I'm steady trying to find the motive. I do what I do. If anyone get no closer, no matter how far I go, David's taken, Shayla's crying, Kai is stated, and he gonna stop me, not get locked up, won't let me out, won't locked up, no. Do they have Amber locked up in chains? Is Amber being locked up? Is she locked up? I'm locked up, won't let me out. They won't let me out. I'm locked up. No. Slave driver, your table has turned. Catch a fire, you're gonna get burned. I have a song for Wayne right now. Because Wayne, let me put this song out to Wayne right now. Please, audience, allow me to sing this song for Wayne. Wayne has Amber. Is Amber enslaved? Is Amber in Skitland slavery? I have a song for Wayne because Wayne, the audience is saying that you have Amber in Skitland slavery. So I have a song as a Jamaican. Slave driver, your table has turned, my friend. Catch a fire, you're gonna get burned. Every time I hear the crack of a whip, my blood runs cold. Ah, I remember on the... Today they say that we are free, only to be living Skitland, Atlanta T. Good God, I think it's illiteracy. Only the writers them doing it says slave driver. Your table has turned, my friend. Catch a fire, you're gonna get burned. Burn them out, slave driver. Your table has... Una say Amber in a Skitland slave right now. The audience is saying, Charmian, is this what you're saying, Charmian? Charmian, this is your time to come out and speak. Free Amber now. She needs to free up. Amber needs to be freed up right now. Amber needs to be freed up. Which part of the day? Me have to sing two songs here right now. Say we not go to jail again. Oh no, and we never gonna feel again. Like a ship me I go sail again. You woulda never see me call my friend Wayne again. Now go ask it Lanta no more. Oh no, and you're gonna do something. Anyways, let's proceed with the show. Let us proceed with the show. Them say Amber need to be freed right now. She needs to be freed. She needs to be freed. Now at the same time, let me ask you the question. Is Anthony being held captive by Amber? Let me ask you all the question. Is Anthony... Maybe I need to ask you all this question. Is Anthony being held captive by Amber? Don't lie, ladies. Don't lie. Let's discuss it. Let's discuss it. Let us discuss it. Let me ask you a question. Is Anthony being held captive? We don't know what writers them Jackia. We're not so sure. The writers them are in a lot of trouble because they know audience understand that the audience is upset. You guys are upset. I've been talking, them watch the channel, and they look at all of this. They hear all of my singing. Them see the noodles strain up on my head. They see me with my little teddy bear wrapped up. Them can't believe that Oneil had went under the weather. Them see the anti-reviews. Them watch Anti-Rere. Them watch Skit Lanta. Them watch Van Vans. Them watch Faith is a Substance. Them watch Rico DIY. They've been watching all of these content creators talk about these skits. Is Anthony being held hostage? That is a real question. Let's go.
Babe, I really want to get David back. I mean, he belongs here with us. And baby, I don't just want this. I need this.
She needs this. So y'all say Anthony need to be. So okay. Let me ask you a question, ladies. If Anthony does not need this, does not want, what should Anthony have said here? What should Anthony have said? Green Teddy free. Let me ask the ladies then, because again, may I show you why may I ask the question if that's what's going on. Anthony's hiding money and told Shayla to trust the process. No, Amber is not hiding, holding him hostage. You're sure? This statement by Anthony says it all. Amber, if this is what you want, profound words. Statement by Anthony, if this is what you want, not me, not us. You're sure so she not hold him hostage? Because what I see is a man who doesn't want a woman and she's still there. The writers is doing course correction by bringing David back after the whole DNA madness. You sure say that them do? He's not going to say anything because it's cheaper to keep her. Simple. Not because of anything. In other words, marriage built on lie again. Tell her the truth and let her choose what she wants to do next. Make sense? Amber, stop it. Let David be happy with parents who are really in a good marriage. I think so too. If Anthony did not want Amber, he could simply leave her and be with Shayla and Kai, but he has not the strength. How he wants to be with his wife. No, he wants to be with his wife for the rest of his life. So in other words, him want Amber. He told her that in the past, you wanted this. So deal with it. All right. Let's come again.
Babe, you remember what happened last time. I mean, I just don't want you to get shot.
I know, and what happened last time was Shayla. That's what happened.
Isn't this forceful? Don't you guys see this as being very forceful? When you don't think that she's shoving this down his throat? I'm just asking. Don't shoot the messenger. Somebody has to have the conversation. He should have said, no, I'm not ready right now. Chico, I like that. He should be saying this. Nanya, concur. Chico, exactly. He could have been honest. I was wishing that he was honest. Oh, please. Plenty of rich men leave their wives, and Anthony knows how to make money. So he will recoup what he lost if he really wanted to be with Shayla. So you're thinking we just walk off, leave him millions like that. Go start over. Go and start over. Amber felt like she lost so much. She's just trying to get back what she has lost. Yeah, but I know, so you do it though. You do it better.
So unless you're planning on sleeping with her again, okay, then we don't have to worry about that. I just don't think it's a coincidence that nobody has taken him yet. He's such a sweet baby. He's so cute. He's so
every baby is sweet. Charmian, every baby is sweet. Every baby I know in my lifetime is sweet. Every baby that has been born is sweet. Every child is sweet. Something said this baby is sweeter than any other baby. What kind of statement that? Every baby is sweet. Brenda says Amber has no choice but to put up with all this mess. He's been getting everything he wants. Amber went through the total hell. I personally know some of what she went through. And I think from that standpoint, Brenda, because I love this statement to the Brenda, but may I ask you now, if you were in this scenario, what would you have done at this point? What would be your next move? Brenda, I want your answer. Would you still be here, putting up with the mess? Now that you know what you know, Brenda, now that you have lived the life of this, and you're giving Amber advice, would you be doing the same thing? Because I'm sure we have all had a version of someone who has not been the best person relationship-wise. Everybody has got their heart broken. Amber is trying to put a band-aid on a gaping wound or a gaping wound. There you go. There you go. It's about money why Anthony is still with her. Of course, he might not want to start right over from scratch. It's not easy. Anthony loves money and the prenup has him trapped. Entrapped in the he's being held hostage. Are you sure she not have a reverse Uno card? Are you sure the reverse Uno card is not that him can't divorce? Ask him. But then he shoved Kai down her throat. But again, what did we tell her to do? Miss Grant, what we tell her to do? We tell her to leave. What Oneil tell her to do when David was around? What did Oneil tell? You know what I mean? Sometimes I feel like people just no remember what I say. People like Charmin are cussing me out from when, you know, Charmin said if you come down. Nanya said if you come down. Other people them say if you come down. What did Oneil tell? What did Oneil tell Amber when Anthony was arguing about Kai? What Oneil tell her? I want to know if I've been with Anthony with him slackness. I know what you're saying, Brenda. That's exactly me. I said to you, fear. But that's a life, Brenda. Life, okay. All I read life as Brenda is that life is one of those things where you're never going to get it all right. You'll have to be able to live through it and do your thing. We are able to watch these skits from all of the angles and are able to offer the best opinion we can to this person. So that's why I ask the question, what would be your opinion to Amber right now? What did Oneil say that you should do? Eslin said, Oneil, what you're not getting is that the writers them don't want Amber to leave Anthony. Which means, Eslin, that maybe we want to say it's correct. Maybe we want to say it's correct. And Nanya, I do accept what you're saying. Anthony also needs to be transparent about his feelings. I'm not negating that as well. Anthony needs to be very transparent. He's not transparent. I'm going to like that either. But then, he's going to make the case that the last time he was transparent about Dalen, we bashed him.
Yeah. Maybe I just think it's a sign like God is saving him for us. And we haven't been able to conceive since the last time, so it just feels right.
Wait, it just feels right. Charmin says, Oneil, you only know 2 words. Leave and divorce. Charmin, I'm just asking you. Why am I asking Anthony to leave? Is it because I just want to break them apart? Charmin, me no know. Me no know, Charmin. sometimes me ask a question. Y'all are asking, una beg for Amber have this great marriage and for things to work out, and the writing comes on the wall, and then at the same point it's like, hold on, you know, let me, alright, Charmin, me get you. Me no know. It's not fair. Me no know. I don't know. Brenda, you said, I swear, I don't know, but that's why I say that they need to heal and have therapy. I may agree with you, Brenda. May agree with you. May agree with you. Go ahead and take on Oneil today. Tell Oneil what's going on. Something wrong with David. I don't think nothing is wrong with him. He's just, nobody has taken him. It's tough times. It's not easy to take a baby. People have to be ready to take a baby. Remember, they did not sign a prenup. That's the reason why he's staying. That's why I'm going to ask you if he's being held hostage. Thank you very much for the super chat. Anthony, thank you very much for the super chat. Yes, Anthony, thank you very much for the super chat. And thank you very much for highlighting this and put it back up again. Oneil, remember, they did not sign a prenup. So that's why I'm going to ask you all a question. So, okay. Diana says, Oneil, you're right. The marriage is doomed. Kenyatta says, if Amber were my child, I would say leave and divorce. I couldn't watch my daughter go through that. That man doesn't love her. Shayla despises her and Anthony. Listen to me. Me have a daughter, Charmin, and there is no way that I would be watching her go through this. And my advice would be to her that it's time for her to leave. No, she's a grown adult, but that would have been my advice to her. Why wouldn't I have advised her that? What's wrong with leaving? The marriage needs unity to become one flesh. This couple is not yet one flesh. Exactly. Say one journey, I'll tell you what's going on. One journey, thank you very much for the super chat. Thank you very much. They're not one flesh. And I think that's what the people are saying when people watch this. Why they want her to leave. That's what people are saying. People are saying they're not one flesh. But hey, keep going, keep going.
I've got so much joy and love to give to him. I just want to nurture him. I feel like this motherhood inside of me, I just want to pour onto him. And baby, I'm begging you.
I love the motherhood you have in her life, right? As Auntie Rere said. And if you watch Auntie Rere's videos, because she does do reviews like myself, if you watch her reviews, then she have from the woman perspective. And she can give, y'all, think things together. They are clearly not in love. Them not on the same page. That's why Oneil have a problem with this, is because they're not on the same page. But again, Oneil is just reading comments. Me now go upset because, as I said before, I think somebody has somebody. I'm keeping over live for Amber and David. To hell with Anthony, and he's talking about the child that he wanted to abort.
I feel like this would solidify us as a couple.
You really want David?
I really need David.
And this will make everything right.
He will be mine, ours. So yes, it'll make everything right, babe.
You hear that? You hear how this is disguised as this will make everything right. Will David make everything right? Ladies, I want to tell you this. When you come to a man channel, and I'm going to tell you this right now. As males, I feel like some of us males have a duty to protect you from yourselves. Because sometimes, you're right, and I love women. right? Because women bring another balance that sometimes of ourselves we can't quite understand. But there's a lot of times where women get caught up in the story and not see the situation. And this is Amber getting caught up in the story and now see the situation. And I want her to see the situation, which is the bigger picture. Is Oneil saying she shouldn't have David? No, Oneil want her to have David. But I want her to have David on her terms. Not on her and Anthony's terms, but on her terms. I am in favor of her having David, but on Amber's terms. Right now, Amber is saying, this will fix everything. This is going to fix everything. She said he'll be ours. Saying Kai is just yours. Keep your key. She don't accept her husband's son. Auntie Rere said, she said he will be ours. So in other words, who is Kai then? This is not me saying this, you know. Auntie Rere, thank you very much for putting this up, Auntie Rere. I'm sure Auntie Rere is going to what you call now, expound upon this, because Auntie Rere, this is uncanny. Let me go back to it, Auntie Rere. That's very, very interesting.
I really need David.
And this will make everything right.
He will be mine, ours. So yes, it'll make everything right, babe.
Oh, whatever my wife wants.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
She read nothing off it just now. Nothing. If that's the will of our Lord. The country, if this is the will of them, she's being held captive. I want her to, this marriage is a union. Auntie Rere, thank you very much. Marriage is a union between two people. The fact that she says she needs David, not wants David, is a huge red flag. The fact that she has said she needs David, not want him, she need him. I hear you calling. Here I come, baby. When I say you, David, Amber's calling, oh, calling. I can hear you calling me to David, calling, oh, calling. I can hear you calling me. She don't want David, she needs David. And I want to say that the best David she could get right now is the David that was in our chat. We have a David for Amber. We have the perfect David for Amber. We have the perfect David. Elise, what you say? Elise, Oneil, I believe Amber is trying to shield herself from the Kai drama. But how you going to do that by bringing a baby in? You can't shield yourself from that drama. How will you be able to do that? How will you be able to do that? Because guess what? Women are like that. Women are like that. They're going to say, well, how it is that you're taking care of this other child and he's not yours, but your child not take. And trust me, as a man, it's going to weigh on your mind. Roshan, me hear Roshan. I will say, Roshan, I will say, this was a selfish move. I will say that. Me not like it. David, tell your wife that. Tell your wife that me not mean no harm, David. She knows that me not mean no harm. But you're a better David for Amber to visit right now. At least you will talk some sense into her, David. You might not be able to use the rod of correction because the rod is saved for your wife. Just like how I can't use rod of correction on anything else right now. But you can speak to her. Spare the rod and spoil the child. David, we know you can't use the rod of correction on Amber, but at least you can talk some sense into her.
Oh, I love you so much.
I love you too.
Thank you.
Fake marriage, fake stuff, fake hair, fake nails, fake. Hold on, Carl. I'm going to read your comment. I see your comment, Carl. I'm going to answer your question. I see your comment, Carl. Carl says, Oneil, you keep talking about what a man needs, but what about what a woman needs? May I tell you what the woman needs to get? A divorce. That's what the woman needs. She needs a divorce. I'm not discrediting. You are right. A woman in this situation needs a divorce. She needs not to be putting up this front and relying on Anthony again to get her this child. Hasn't she been here before? Why would you try to go back to the same thing again? What's going to make it different this time? Even though you know that now he's having issues, he might have baby mama drama. That's the point. So in other words, you're going to sit down with the man having baby mama drama.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jesus. Get my baby back.
Ja'ala, that's what many there forget. That's what many there forget. For those who don't know where Oneil stands, Oneil is not moving off for the one thing. Amber needs a divorce. Then she can go pick up everything else she needs to get. She doesn't need to get Anthony to work on these things with her because at this point in time, he clearly is pretending. He's pretending. Yeah, but what we don't want the baby become though. Okay, somebody said this today and they're not lying. What I don't like is this, right? What I don't like about this is, I don't like when women use baby as like an emotional support tool. That's not what babies are for. They're not emotional support tools where you use and you clamor and dump everything on them, because guess what? Everything that you're pushing on them, all of that energy, all of those energy of insecurity and victimhood and all of that gets pumped into that child. All of that get pumped into that child. So the child growing up thinking them is a victim, that, you know what I mean, all of that. I want Amber to love herself first. Then, when she loves herself, the outside world will clamor into her. She'll become a magnet to draw to her what is needed. Maybe if they get David, Shayla will let Kai come over to compete. Make Amber jealous. And then you have another thing all over again. Because when Kai comes over, then what? Then him start thinking about how him, you know what I mean, the child. I don't know. I don't know. That's all I'm saying. Amber need David to save her. Amber hasn't saved herself. Amber is not concentrating on healing. Amber is looking for more to try to control. Amber is still doing what she feels she needs to do to win. And that's a problem, Faith. Thank you very much. That's a problem. This is where when we look at these kids, this is where we have the buck up. This is where we're having that trade-off, that tussle. Because I get the feeling that Amber is not doing this from her God self. This is being done from a manly self. Man always force things. people who are look on the word and is reading the word is allowing God to lead them to things. I think we added this storyline to give Amber a win. I think it'll work this time. So you think this will work? So you believe that this will work? All right. All right. I don't feel away now. I'm just making sure. No, we're not getting a teddy bear. She just need to get herself together. That's all we want to say. Tell Wayne, you want a divorce. So you want a divorce. Want it at the divorce right now. Now, here's the question. Babies are emotional support tools. Yeah, but you don't want to use them as that. Because you don't want to make it seem as if that's what they are. That's not what they're for. They're not to be used as emotional support tools. It's a baby. You get a baby because you say you want bear and ear to carry on your name and to do things for you. Not emotional support tool. Where when something happened to you, you start telling them, say, people like this, they're bad. They're bad people. Don't you ever. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Me not quite rock with that. I'm just passionate about the baby skit because the baby thing, it feels as though it's another one of those pushy kind of things again. And I've just seen it a couple of times, just like y'all have had your experiences. I've had mine. I've seen it where women use these kids and instead of first growing, then raising the kid, them get a child and them pour the whole of that, what you call it, victimhood and the hurt and everything gets poured into that child. And the child grows up to be a very hurt, victim-laden child. The child don't grow up to be very strong and learn how to do certain things. Or the child grows up with a chip on them shoulder, thinking that life is going to do something to them. When in reality, it's life not doing anything to you. It's just life. You know, that's all it really is. But hey, y'all know how it is already. You know, and they say, boy, Oneil, you know. That's all me I say. Oneil, let us try to see if he can work it. But yeah, Russia and me agree with it. Anthony is pathetic because, you know, him just can't be honest. I also do believe, Russia and me also do accept what you say. Anthony should have been honest. Anthony should have been honest. Anthony should have been honest. I don't like this either. I don't like the fact that Anthony sat there and said nothing. I don't like that either. I don't like the fact that you know, Anthony sat there and him never tell her how him feel. Interesting comment from Vanswell. The first time Kai steals on David, Amber will attack Kai. She's not mentally there. I don't know if she's going to do that, but I know what you're saying. I don't know if she's going to do that, but I know what you're saying. He should have been very honest. And that's the part I'm not going with Anthony right now. What I don't like about what Anthony did today is that he was not honest. I don't like the fact that he lacked the honesty thing. I don't like that. I don't know about her not mentally being there, but I know what you're saying. Sometimes women can protect them kids and women speak would be very weird than another person's kid. If y'all have had children and you make your children they're on someone else's child, trust me, you will have seen that before. So don't act like it's far-fetched. I know Vanswell is always trolling, but Vanswell is far off. Hold on. I know Vanswell is trolling, but some of what Vanswell is saying is not a far off. You do have women who will react weird because of how much bond them have to them kid. So them will run up, and you're supposed to have a bond with the kid, but you're supposed to be level with certain things, but they will do different things. Y'all know how this works, and I know y'all know, you know. And you are correct. Aminita, I agree with you. I do blame Anthony as well for not being very honest. Me blame him for not be honest. Me don't like the fact that he never honest in this moment. This was a moment for him to say no. This was a moment for him to say no. I believe this will backfire on him because he should have been honest with Amber. So that's a good question. Will it backfire? Will this backfire? Will this backfire? Will this backfire on Anthony? I don't disagree with that. I think that you guys have good points. When it comes to Anthony on the right, me I bash Anthony as a man. He's supposed to step up in this moment. Me I like the mere fact that he sat down and said nothing. Me I like that fact there. Me I like that. Me I like that. I don't like that at all. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think, what do you mean by wicked free the comment? No, Vanswell put a comment up. And I said that while I think that Vanswell's comment is trolling and being excessive, he's not a far off. You do have mothers who are different when it comes to their kid with other kids. It's not like me can say a lie. I have had to protect my own daughter in many circumstances. So Vanswell not far off. I'm not that wicked to put a comment like that up. I've had to protect my own daughter in many circumstances just to ensure that she wasn't taken advantage of by some other mother because she was playing with some kid and me no know, the kid must have done something and she may have, done something else. And I've had to stand up and literally make sure that that didn't happen. So don't make it seem as though it's far-fetched. It's not that far-fetched. I'm not saying, me not say it's that stretch though. It's a bit of a stretch. Vanswell has stretch it. But you do have things like that. Vanswell may be trolling, but those situations are not unheard of. If you never protect a kid, anyway, I'm not saying that Amber would do that, but I'm saying Vanswell raised a point. No, Amber may not would do that right now, based on whatever it is, but it doesn't mean. I know that you're not a mother, so you're not the perfect person to make that statement. You sure? Yeah, but I was a single father who had to grow a kid by myself. So how you work that out? Come, Nanya. How you work that comment out? I know that you're not a mother, so I know that you're not to make that statement. But I was a single father who grew a little girl by herself. So how you work that out? I have to change the diaper, I have to sleep during the various times, I have to make the bottle, I have to make the food. There was no other babysitter. Mother wasn't around some of the time then for whatever it is, I have to get it done. You got the wrong guy. I'm telling you right now. Don't let us argue this one. You know what? Let's just leave this one because trust me, I can go toe to toe. The only thing we couldn't do is give breast milk. That's the only thing we couldn't do is give breast milk. That it not because you wouldn't hurt anyone doesn't mean you don't have people who are emotionally charged about their kids. And that man said, don't act like this is not whatever it is. No, Vanswell may have raised a comment and the comment may have been excessive, but it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Stop act like it don't exist. If you never seen it before, say you've never seen it before. And I can excuse that. Say you've never seen it before. But you have some parents who get excessive. It don't necessarily mean their life, whatever it is. No, man. Your boy raised a whole girl by himself. Don't get this twisted. Comb here every single solitary thing. Don't get it twisted. Make the milk every single time it needs to get made. Don't get it twisted. Your boy is well versed. Well, guess what? The mother wasn't there. So Nanya, I don't know if I tell you. Guess what, Nanya? The mother was not there. Too bad. This sounds all great, Nanya, but guess what? I had to do it. She wasn't there. So whether or not the mother may be nurturing and father can't do this and father can't do that, guess what? Mother wasn't there. So Oneil had to do it. So come again with them statements here. Me tell you, don't have the right one. You don't have the right one. You don't have the right one. Trust me. Come again. Why you think me speak up for fathers? You think I'm just speaking up because I'm just trying to troll? No. Because Oneil have seen some of the pieces of things them. When you do a bunch of different things and how women take it. No, of course, me understand. Me understand that a woman may think this way and she may think that way. And you know, men may have them ways and them think this ways. But come again. There are people who sometimes get excessive. You have people sometimes who get excessive with them kids. And a lie, Oneil tell. Oneil bring him kids to the playground just like you bring your kid to the playground. Kid a play, something happen, and people behave, you know, terrible. Now, I think they brought up a topic. I think it's just a topic they bring up. Somebody just bring up a little topic, man. The topic was that Vanswell brought up a topic that maybe the kids are fighting and then, you know, Amber might take it to heart. And I said, well, I don't think she's going to do that. But it's not an out there comment. Because the truth is you do have those things. Outside of that, Oneil was grown into, what you call it now? Grew up when you have, with step parents. You are treated differently when it's not your kid. But you know what? Tell you what. Let's just leave it right here. So, I'm not going. I don't think. Listen, Oneil don't believe that Amber is going to. Let me make it clear. I don't believe that Amber is going to hurt David. I don't believe that. But somebody brought up a topic, and nothing wrong with the topic. The topic is a correct one. Exactly, Nanya. So what I said to you is that you raised two, and remember that. Me know you raised two. But what I said to you, Nanya, it no negate whatever it is that they had said just now in the comments. And what the person said is, hey, you might have a scenario where she might have David versus Kai, and she might act up a certain way. It's not out there to think that. Do I think she'll do it? No, but it's not out there to think that. That's all we are saying. Give me the point, Nanya. Nanya, me missed the point. Nanya, Oneil missed the point, Nadia. So, okay, so the point you're raising, Nanya, is that I'm disagreeing with you. You cannot disagree. You're saying that all I said is that men and women are different. We respond differently and accordingly. All right. All right, me understand. I understand. Adopted Colin Kaepernick by white family talked about the difference, what he had to go through as a child. So Colin Kaepernick talked about it. None of me understand what I said. Charmaine says, people are making it look like Amber and Diesel are roommates. I don't think they're do that. That's how I Charmaine. You know what, guys? Let's just jump over the topic. Friends, here we are. Me love you. There you go, Nanya. So you know me I talk about them, Nanya. I have been a single parent. So let's not try to make one and one no better than the other, but that's the point of me that raise. So no, yeah, agree with me, Nanya. Yeah, agree with what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that Vanswell raised a little point, and the point is very controversial. No, while we don't think Amber is going to do that, it's an interesting take. And nothing wrong with the take. Hey, maybe Amber might favor David more than she might favor Kai. That's all that you were saying, because Amber is saying that's her child. And I'm saying that the statement is not an unfair statement. No, would I think she'll do it? No, but I don't think it's unfair. I don't think it's an unfair statement. When you don't think Amber might show favoritism between the boys, just like Shayla might show favoritism between the two boys them? You can say no, nothing wrong with that. But you have the probability of that happening. I've been a step kid to somebody else, and them show their kids favoritism over me. The kid get $50, me get $10. Can I complain? No. Hey, it's not your mother. Just take it. It's not my mother. Anyway, you know, I understand what y'all are saying. Friends, look here. Let's rest it. Let us take a break. Like, share, comment, subscribe. We're going to have a wonderful night, guys. I'm going to talk to y'all soon. Let's get over the topic. Me love you. Nadia, rest it. I'm not questioning your parentage. Have a wonderful night, friends.